It's time for Portland Wrestling 2000s. Now, here he is, your number one host, Frank Culbertson.
Hey, wrestling fans, it's Frank Culbertson here once again on the Portland Wrestling 2000s YouTube channel. Hey, thanks for joining me. We have another great guest today. You're just going to love to hear all of his stories. Be sure to follow and like the channel so you don't miss a moment of great Portland Wrestling 2000s action. And speaking of action, this man, Buzz Anderson, is Mr. Action himself. Buzz, thanks for joining us today.
I really appreciate it, Frank. It's again an honor and a privilege to be with you once again. It's been a long time.
It has been, but we have so much. We have some great matches to show, some singles, some tag matches. But let's start at the very beginning. What got you involved in wrestling in general? How did you fall in love with the sport, and who trained you?
Well, it has to go back to when I was, about 11 years old. I was born and raised in the Napa Valley in California until I was about 13. But the Shire's promotion had closed down way before, and we were in another country at the time. So basically, my first memories of professional wrestling were Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling, the cartoon, and also the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. It was January of 1988, and it was a Saturday night, and I was flipping channels, and I thought, I'll just watch Saturday Night Live. Well, it was a night that Saturday night's main event had replaced Saturday Night Live. And it was the Saturday night's main event where Andre the Giant came out and Hogan had wrestled Bundy, and Andre had come out and attacked him and started choking him. And when I flipped on the channel, my memory is that Andre had his hands around Hogan's neck. And it took the whole dressing room of baby faces to get him off. And I was just hooked. That was it. That's what bit me. I was like, Andre was friends with Hulk, so I've got to figure out what's going on. So that's really when it started for me. And for me, it was just every Saturday and Sunday, WWF, and later on I found out about the NWA on TBS, and that's really when it started for me. And then we moved up to Portland, to Vancouver, Washington, actually, in 1990. So I actually got to see the last couple of years of the Don Owens promotion. I was super excited too when my dad retired, and he said, I found a place to live up in Vancouver, Washington. I was like, where's Vancouver, Washington? Oh, about 10 to 15 minutes north of Portland, Oregon. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and then, I fell out of love with wrestling for a little while as I got into high school, started watching legitimate sports like football and things of that nature, kept an eye on wrestling peripherally, but the wrestling clowns and the wrestling plumbers and it was a little, and then the whole thing with Flair, that whole thing, and it just, so the NWO happened and I got back into it. I graduated high school, didn't have a really good, chances getting into college or anything like that. So I went to Job Corps. And when I was in Job Corps was when the Monday Night Wars were really raging. That's when the screw job happened. And I found the internet. That was awesome. I learned the jargon really quick. I knew the difference between a work and a shoot, an angle, and I was like learning all of these things, and I was like, oh yeah, I know about wrestling now, thanks to the internet. I've never been in a ring before in my life. So I got to go back though, and I want to say one thing though. I got to backtrack a little bit. My dad took me to my first show, which was at the Oakland Coliseum. It was a WWF TV taping, which they really weren't forthcoming about. We thought it was going to be about 2 or 3 hours. Turned out to be 5.5. But that was my first show. My second show was an independent show. My dad came home one day and said he worked on Mare Island Naval Base when it was open. He said they're going to have wrestling in one of the hangars, airplane hangars, and would you like to go? And I said, yes, I would love to go. Now, at this TV taping, we were in the nosebleeds, right? It's 20,000 seat arena. So it was great to be there and everything. And I had a good time. I get to this independent show. There's three rows of chairs on each side of the ring. And the ring is super close. And you could basically sit in any seat you wanted to sit in. And I got super close. And the bad guys would yell at me and I would yell at them back. And they would get in my face, right? And during the intermission, I got to go up and I got to touch the ring. And that is when I said, this is what I want to do when I grow up. So a few years later, I come back home from Job Corps, and they had a radio show that was run by a station that was owned by a couple of guys who promoted wrestling in the area, Ivan and Jeff Gafori. And they went on the radio show and they said, we need people to set up the ring for us and take it down. And that's basically that was basically my first job in wrestling, was setting up rings for Ivan and Jeff Gafori. So where my training comes in, I wanted to go to Bruiser Bryan's school, but I didn't have the money. He was, one of those people that, charged a,
Sure.
pretty big amount, and that's fine. I wanted to, train with Bruiser Bryan, but that was a little bit cost prohibitive, right? But I was trying. That was my goal, was to get into a wrestling school. And then I found one, Mark Watson, God rest his soul, the referee, came on the radio show and said, there's a guy named Tito Carrion, who's an old-time wrestler, who has this school out in Hillsboro, and he's going to have a little show with his students. And so I went there and I saw the show, and it was luchadors, lucha training, lucha style. And so I asked him, what the deal was. And then I joined his school, started training in lucha for a minute. If you can imagine me, they wanted me to do dives between the ropes and things of that nature. Very good aerobic exercise, because it was just boom, 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 boom. I think I probably was in the best shape of my life taking those classes.
Mm-hmm.
So when the training comes in, my training is kind of a little segmented. I didn't go to one school for a long period of time, like a lot of people who went to Buddy and Ed's school did. So I started with Tito, and then a guy named Bill Foster, who we all know as Bill the Anchor Sawyer or the Psycho Sailor,
Mm-hmm.
came in and started training in American style. And he's a military guy. He's a Navy guy. So, he's gonna, he used to say, what did he used to say? He said, this isn't Sunday school, Buzz, or this isn't Nancy Poo time, and I had an aversion to falling backwards, which is kind of an important skill to have when you're a professional wrestler. But what I would do is I would close my eyes when I fell backwards, and I would wind up racking my head on the mat, right? So this happened a few times, and then I got really hurt really bad doing a monkey flip. I fell backwards, hit my head, got a concussion, went to the hospital. When I came back to try to start training, Bill wasn't too keen on having me train with him anymore, which, okay. But I got back in the ring with the Luchas, and then I found a school in Southeast Portland that was initially opened by Billy Jack Haynes.
Mm-hmm.
But then he took off, and when I got there, it was run by a guy named Scott Ferris, who worked for Don in the early to mid 80s, bodybuilder. And I also met a guy named Richie Magnet, and just one of the best workers you've never heard of.
Richie Magnet, the right.
Absolutely. Former member of the Clique in Championship Wrestling USA. And so I got trained a little bit by him. Little Nasty Boy was there too. We did shows out of the Main Event Gym in Southeast Portland. And then that closed. I was still going to Tito's, you know, to work out in his ring. The Grappler started a school in Selwood. I went there, you know, for a little while. And in the meantime, I'm starting to work shows, you know, like we were doing the shows at OCW, Oregon Championship Wrestling, which was the school in Southeast Portland. But then I started getting booked for this guy named Mark Dykstra, who is no longer with us. And God rest his soul. His son was one of the students in OCW. He wanted to do something to raise funds for his son's school. So he put on a show there and used a lot of the students from OCW and from the Grappler School. And he started a promotion out of that. And so I started working for him. At the same time, I'm training at Tito's, and then Sandy Barr comes along and says, I'll train a bunch of you guys. I have a flea market out in Southeast off MLK, which is no longer, the building's no longer there. It was Corno's Food Market, which I didn't know a movie was filmed there in the late 80s. Can't remember who was in it, but it was, I just learned about that. I didn't know that. So anyway, Sandy Barr trained me, and I'm starting to do shows at Tito's, you know, these student shows where we didn't get paid anything, but kind of got exposure. Anybody that has a ring they need set up, I'm going to work for, you know. And just one thing led to another, and then, you know, all of a sudden I'm getting I think I got a phone call from you. I started doing your ring with Ricky Gibson and, you know, Shauna and her family, you know, good friend of mine. Anyway, so, you know, just doing everything I could to get noticed, to be involved with wrestling. If they had a ring set up, it doesn't matter if it was in a parking lot, didn't matter if it was in a building, you know, that's what I would do. And then one thing led to another, and I'm finding myself in your ring with a onion around my neck, and working with guys like Dr. Luther and Black Dragon and Scotty Mac, and so and getting on TV, so, you know, and meeting Roddy Piper. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. And it's great tie-in, because the very first match that we're going to look at is you versus Anchor Bill Sawyer, Psycho Sailor, if you will. And so the backstory there really ties in well. And we're going to hear Don Coss on commentary. He does a great job. We're so thankful for him coming on board as the president of the board of directors of Portland Wrestling. You mentioned Shauna, and if people look real closely, when Sailor throws his gimmick out, she walks by. So Shauna, shout out to you. Hope you're doing well. We owe you, everybody in Portland wrestling, in independent wrestling around the Northwest, owes you a big thank you for all that you did. Albert McClure, the referee. And it's a great match. Let's go to that match. It's Buzz Anderson versus Psycho Sailor.
Bill the Anchor Sawyer.
Anchor Sawyer's been looking for this matchup, and tonight he's got it right here on Portland Wrestling.
Absolutely. As far as Sawyer is concerned, it is payback time. This is what he's wanted. This is what he's got. And I don't know what's with Sawyer, with Anderson. He's got his head all...
But you see the fans have a sign say Buzz is a Furby, one of the hairiest men in professional wrestling. Look at that. As mentioned before, he stays warm even in the winter, Don Coss.
Oh, my word, yeah. He must be big with pizza.
There's the bell. Sawyer attacks right away. That's what he said he was going to do. He was going to attack right away. There is war going on in Anchor Bill Sawyer, and he's been in 2 wars. He knows what it's all about, Don Coss.
He's been all over there fighting for the country. And now he's fighting for his own pride with Buzz Anderson. He's going to go for a suplex. There he's got it.
There's not going to be a surplus of wrestling moves tonight here. This is going to be punch for punch, kick for kick. 2 men who really, really don't like each other at all. Not a bit, Don Coss.
This is another war that he's engaged in right now.
Down goes Buzz Anderson. Referee Albert McClure in the ring, one of the great professional wrestling referees in the wrestling world right here at Portland Wrestling. Fans, we'd like to thank Cars to Go for being the sponsor of your first match of the evening. That's Cars to Go out on 82nd. They'll take care of you. If you need a car, get out and see John at Cars to Go. Buzz Anderson right now, he needs to go somewhere, and I think he needs to maybe head back to the locker room because Bill Sawyer's taking him to school.
Back into the ring, compliments of Sawyer. Sawyer coming back in. Sawyer's got the fire in his eyes right now. I mean, the guy's bandaged up, he's hurting all over his body, but he's got the fire in his eyes, and Anderson is on his knees begging for some mercy.
And Bill Sawyer not showing him any with a boot to the midsection. And now a blow to the right cheek, the side of the head of Buzz Anderson. Psydsho outside, pacing, very concerned right at the moment. There's a whip. Anderson in, going for the monkey flip, and over goes Anchor Sawyer.
Right on his back, and that hurt. Of course, you got another unusual individual at ringside there with Psydsho.
One strange man.
Oh yeah, coming off the ropes, knee drop, right on the head.
Hit him square on the forehead. That almost was a 3 count. Buzz Anderson hooks the leg, but Sawyer able to kick out. Fans, we want to tell you the next TV taping, April 17th, that's a special Sunday showing of Portland Wrestling. Come out, get your tickets at your discount coupons, at Tom Peterson's and Gloria's 282nd and Foster Road. That's April 17th. Portland Wrestling on a Sunday. You won't want to miss any of the action, Don.
Absolutely. Just mark it down. It's Sunday, April 17th.
Jaw jacker by Sawyer in the ring, breaks the hold by Buzz Anderson. The fans clearly behind Anchor Sawyer. You can hear him chanting, getting on Psydsho, getting on Buzz Anderson. Now he's just raking him right across the top rope, Don.
Yeah. You know Sawyer is hurting, and I think Sawyer's plan was to come out fast and try to get it over with, and not take the risk of getting worn down. Look, there's the old Rip Oliver thumb right into the throat.
Bill Sawyer turning away from the referee. You know Rip Oliver put many a man out, ended all of his matches with that. Bill Sawyer not going for the pin. I think he just wants to end the career of Buzz Sawyer tonight.
Well,
Buzz Anderson, excuse me.
Yeah, and it all started out there in that parking lot. He's blocked that. And it's Sawyer going face first into the turnbuckle.
Fans solidly behind him chanting USA, proud of the service that Bill Sawyer has given our country. And Buzz Anderson now just choking away. You can see he's got him really applying the pressure down. Referee Albert McClure. And now Psydsho out there choking away.
Now, this is where it really gets ridiculous. You got Psydsho out there beating up on Sawyer. Sawyer now is battling 2 men.
There he is. He's going for the pin. Anchor Sawyer knows where he is. A veteran move. Gets his foot over the ropes. That's terrific. Extravaganza again tonight, Don. We use that term, but tonight is another one. This matchup, brutal encounter. We're going to have Aaron Idol taking on Skag Rollins after what happened to Skag inside the steel cage last week. And then the OWO versus the AOD supposed to take place tonight.
Well, it's supposed to take place. We still have not seen anything from the AOD, but that we'll find out.
Well, after what's happened with the AOD recently, with the OWO, I'm not sure. I know we found those things in the parking lot before, Don Coss. I heard Dr. Luther was ready to come back, that Black Dragon was furious coming in, looking for the OWO. But as you mentioned, my goodness.
The referee goes down. Sawyer's down. Here comes Psydsho. Psydsho in there, interrupting everything. And now he's putting it to Sawyer. Come on, now this is...
He's got him. Oh my goodness! Drops him face first in the ring. He gets Buzz Anderson on top of him. Referee Albert McClure down. There's a 3-4 count.
Now the referee did not see anything that was going on. All he sees is Anderson on top of Sawyer, and there's a 3 count, and Sawyer's out of there.
We got to ring the bell.
Your winner,
Buzz the Beast Anderson, the winner of the match. Referee Albert McClure down. Didn't see what Psydsho did to him. Anchor Sawyer now trying to tell Albert McClure, but he didn't see it. He can't do anything about it, Dog.
This is where we need more security, and we need more responsibility at ringside to prevent this kind of thing from happening. There was no reason for Psydsho to be out.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Your battleship is sunk once again. It's time for you to get buried at sea, my friend.
What a great matchup that was, one-on-one. And now we're going to go to some tag team action And you mentioned Dr. Luther and Black Dragon. Of course, Luther doing a great job now in AEW as the butler for Tony Storm. But for Portland, he really carried the ball for us for a long time, not just in the ring, but also backstage, helping out a lot. And the Black Dragon, a tremendous wrestler, one of the very first people to do a moonsault off the top rope to the floor in Japan. A lot of people don't know that. But it's going to be you against you and Psydsho. And tell me a little bit about Psydsho.
Psydsho, just somebody I consider a really, really great friend. He started in OCW a little bit after I did. And we just trained together. We trained in OCW. We trained with Sandy. We were roommates on a couple of different occasions. You know, just one of the neatest people that you'll ever meet. And, you know, he had a love for the old school style of wrestling. He has a great deal of respect for the, for what Sandy had taught us, and you know, how old school wrestling works and the psychology of it, you know. And you know, I think putting us together as the Dark Carnival was an awesome opportunity for me now.
Well, we're going to see him in tag team action with you in a couple of matches coming up. Don Coss here, and he talks about Buddy Wayne, of course, the father of Nick Wayne in AEW. Some great comments there. And it's Black Dragon, Dr. Luther versus the Dark Carnival of Psydsho and Buzz Anderson. Let's go to that match.
Wrestling fans, we are back for our main event of the evening here on Portland Wrestling. It is for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship. The champions, the Black Dragon and Dr. Luther, against the challengers Psydsho and Buzz Anderson from, they're calling themselves the Dark Carnival. Don Coss, this is going to be a terrific matchup.
Oh, this brings back so many great memories of the old Portland wrestling, Frank, where we got the excitement in the air, and we've got great wrestling talent tonight and every night.
Absolutely. There you see Psydsho in the ring responding to the fans that are chanting AOD, AOD. Dr. Luther and Black Dragon with these giant hammers. They won the titles a couple of weeks ago here on Portland Wrestling, very successfully defending the titles all over. And right now, Psydsho and Buzz Anderson, they think they have what it takes to take the championship away from them.
What are they bringing in their tools of the trade here? That's like a sledgehammer, and what's the other guy got?
They both have giant mallets that have crippled opponents. Grappler and Moretti, when they were in the Roman Gladiator death match and the AOD came in, they both felt what those giant hammers were like. Referee Albert McClure holding up the titles.
So when they put somebody in the hammer lock, it really is a hammer lock, right?
It absolutely is. Psydsho and Buzz Anderson bailing out. I don't think they want a piece of the Army of Darkness.
No. They've cleared the ring right now. The Army of Darkness in the ring with their weapons.
What terrific action we have had so far tonight, Don Coss.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty Mac and Ladies' Choice, David Richards and Red Dragon. Top to bottom, the very best in pro wrestling right here in Portland.
Hey, and it's great to have Buddy Wayne back here at Mike's side. Can't wait to see him in the ring.
I'm not so sure how great it is to have him Mike's side. He makes me a little uncomfortable there,
Yeah.
Don Coss.
Well,
a little bit of a loose cannon.
I'm just remembering, that's all.
Buddy Wayne, a veteran, has made his return.
Yeah.
And next week promises to debut something about a nightmare. I'm not sure what that's about, Don.
Well, with Buddy Wayne, if you remember, with Buddy Wayne, if he's talking about a nightmare, that's something you may not be waking up from.
Absolutely not.
The only thing that we can say is, you got to watch. You got to watch. When somebody like Buddy Wayne says, hey, it's your worst nightmare coming at you, it's going to be.
It is going to be. And fans, you can catch Portland Wrestling 4 times a week on Comcast and on video on demand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, thanks to the good folks out at Comcast. Dump the dish, get cable, watch Portland Wrestling.
All right, the bell is rung, and we are ready for action. You got Dr. Luther in there with Buzz Anderson.
Dr. Luther, the bigger man with the armbar on the beast. Buzz Anderson really applying the pressure, now jerking down, and he tags the Black Dragon.
Here comes Dragon. And they're going to work some more on that left arm of Buzz. Anderson.
Army of Darkness has been tag team partners for many, many years, and you can see the fluidity as they tag in and out, work together, know what each other's moves is. That's what's taken them to the top.
Absolutely. That's what all the great tag teams do. They do work together as a team, almost as one.
And Portland has had great tag teams in the past. The Von Steigers, Sasaki and Fuji, the Kangaroos, Buddy Rose, and a number of partners. And the Grappler. The Grappler's had a lot of great tag team partners. Moondog Moretti being one of them.
Oh, yeah. And you go back to, you look at all the all the legends who had tag team partners. I mean, Stan Stasiak had a partner there for a while. And oh, my gosh, Dutch Savage teamed up. And Rip Oliver. I mean, when they had the Clan, they had tag teams in there.
Absolutely. And the Army of Darkness is right up there with them in being successful and working together. The Black Dragon outside the ring right now has been a champion wherever he's gone, in Mexico, in Japan, and he's been in jails in all of those countries too, Don Coss.
Well, that's the mark of a true veteran. That's a professional.
Listen to the fans behind the Army of Darkness. They have really gotten behind Dr. Luther and the Black Dragon. Psydsho not liking what he's hearing at all.
Well, Psydsho himself is a pretty strange study. I mean, this guy is something else.
The noses that he keeps at the ringside, claims that they're from clowns that he's killed. I'm just not sure what to make of this guy.
Come on, that smells. Into the ropes goes Dr. Luther. Psydsho with a nothing. He misses. Luther doesn't.
No, Luther laying in right after right. Now whips him across the ropes. Off he comes. Big clothesline puts Psydsho down.
Oh, you can see why these guys are the champion, the reigning champion.
Down goes Buzz Anderson. And Psydsho now with being pulled over by the hair. Black Dragon going up on top.
Here comes Dragon.
The exposed slit. Oh, a headbutt right under the armpit.
Right into the armpit, yeah.
Onto the rib cage, trying to break a rib so he can't breathe. Really an advantage then for the Black Dragon and Dr. Luther.
Oh, yeah, these guys definitely know what they're doing. Snapmare, kick into the rib cage again.
Fans, next week we will be seeing Skag Rollins in action. Mischievous. We're going to see Anchor Sawyer, terrific wrestlers up and down the card next week right here on Portland Wrestling. But right now, terrific in the ring is the Army of Darkness, completely controlling this match.
Yep, and there's not a thing that Buzz Anderson can do. He can just sit back there without all of his jewelry and watch his partner be thrown right out onto the ring, onto that hard floor.
Absolutely. And Don, you heard just a couple moments ago, Grappler and Moretti claiming that they didn't lose the titles to the Army. Oh, Psydsho being dropped right across the ring railing.
Look at that.
Dr. Luther is evil. The fans might be cheering him, but you look in his eyes, and it's like looking straight into the pit of hell. This man is just evil now outside working on Psydsho.
Well, you can see him writhing in pain, and now he's going to be kind of helped into the ring. Compliments of Dr. Luther.
You heard Moretti and the Grappler.
Take a good look, take a shot next.
Dr. Luther threatening me, saying I'm next. I'm not sure why. Moretti and Grappler, the former tag team champions, had a matchup with Tennessee Jack and Cameron Starr. Army of Darkness comes in, takes the title away, defending them 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. They're claiming they didn't have a contract. The board of directors is letting that stand, as I understand.
Absolutely we are, yes. That was a legal match all the way.
Well, the Army of Darkness, clearly the number one contenders at that time, should have been going against Grappler and Moretti.
Yep.
But the Grappler and Moretti very unhappy with that situation, wanting to make noise about it here in Portland Wrestling. Won a title shot. That's if they can hold the titles by beating Buzz Anderson and Psydsho.
Well, it doesn't take much to get Grappler and Moretti angry over almost anything. They've had a lot of years of experience of getting angry.
Absolutely. Big suplex by Buzz Anderson, goes for the pin, 1, 2, almost a 3 count. Fans, we need to take a quick commercial timeout, get a word in from one of our great Portland Wrestling sponsors. We'll be back with all the action right after this. We are back. Psydsho in control right now while we were at a commercial break. Rain blows in, elbows, leg drops on the Black Dragon. Man. The Black Dragon really taking a tremendous beating. There's a 1, 2, almost a 3 count by referee Albert McClure. Psydsho now laying a blow in on Dr. Luther.
Well, the tables have definitely turned now on the Army of Darkness. Here comes Luther. Here comes Andrew. Everybody's in the ring. Everybody's in there. Complete mayhem, chaos, taking control right now.
It looks like Psydsho and Buzz Anderson have been working a bit together.
They're teaming up. Yep.
They know all the tag team tactics that take you to make you a winner.
Lay some big time hurts on Dragon, and he kicks out. He kicks out after 2.5.
That's a veteran in Black Dragon. He knew exactly when the referee's hand was coming down and kicks out almost on instinct, Don.
These guys, they do take a beating, and they just keep on coming. Eric.
And that's a beating is exactly what Buzz Anderson is putting on Black Dragon. We have talked about the change in Buzz Anderson lately. The hairy beast that he is. Really, he's just choking away. He doesn't really care about wins or losses at this point.
No, and those that live in the wild don't. I mean, he just, he's after to hurt people. You saw what he was doing to Dragon there. He just wants to hurt him. Choking him now over the top rope. He breaks on the count of 4.
And Dr. Luther in to help his partner up with the referee, taking him out. They're just choking away Black Dragon in the corner. Double teaming him. Sideshow, the fresher man, back in.
Yeah, Doctor's trying to make a house call, and they can't even, he can't even get through the door because the entire team of Anderson and Psydsho, Psycho, whatever he is, they got him at bay.
He is a psycho. You look at the face paint that he has, the outfit that he wears. They say they're from the Dark Carnival. Yeah, and you have ever been around a carnival at night, you know it's a scary place to be. Yeah, but there it is. There's a tag. Black Dragon makes the tag. Dr. Luther raining blows.
Sideshow didn't know there was a tag made. But now Doctor's tagging Sykes, and the referee didn't see. Did he see the tag?
He did, and now Buzz Anderson.
Oh, leg drop by Sideshow.
Which, man, they don't even know which one's the legal man.
Everything, this is really confusing right now.
Buzz Anderson with the pin in the ring. Referee not seeing it. There's one. Black Dragon up at the count of 1. The referee, by being distracted by Dr. Luther, I think missed a pin attempt there.
Well, hey, listen, you got to admit, that was good teamwork again by Luther and Dragon.
Absolutely.
Distracting the referee so that his partner didn't get tagged, didn't get counted out.
The Black Dragon needs to make a pin. He's been in the ring for quite a while, and even though he is a veteran and in great shape, there's a victory roll. We'll tell him 1-2, almost a 3 count. Beautiful counter by the Black Dragon, but not able to make a tag.
See, the Dragon can't get over to Luther to make that tag, and Anderson is doing a great job in keeping him in the middle of the ring so he can hurt him some more.
Oh, atomic drop by Buzz Anderson. Puts a Black Dragon into the corner. Now Sideshow laying in blows. Referee Albert McClure trying to get him to break. They have the count of 5. Fans, this action being brought to you by the good folks at Tire Factory. Trusted mile after mile. Great prices on tires and custom wheels. Get out to the Tire Factory and tell them thanks for bringing this great action to Portland Wrestling.
Well, Black Dragon is tired right now. He's getting whipped into the ropes. There he comes up, and Sideshow misses, but Dragon doesn't. There he goes. One, got him hooked, got him. That's it.
No, that was just almost a 3 count.
I thought he got him. And now, well, everybody's in there again.
Clotheslines by Dr. Luther.
Yeah, Dr. Luther's doing it.
He's cleaning house right now. Everywhere that he goes, there's a whip into the ropes.
Coming off. Back body drop.
Dr. Luther in control now. There's a tag. Black Dragon now refreshed back into the ring. Double team action. Dr. Luther holding on. A neck breaker by the Doctor.
That is going to be it, but you know what? He could have gone for the pin right there, but now he wants to return some of the hurt that was put on him.
Absolutely. Now Black Dragon, we've seen him in a number of matches with it. The move.
What a move.
There's
off
been
the
1,
second
2,
rope.
almost a 3. Sideshow comes in and breaks up the pin attempt.
He would have had him had Sideshow not come in and interfered.
Absolutely. Now they're going back. It's all 4 men in the ring. Buzz, I'm not sure Buzz, they're just trading off, beating each other up. That's what a mark of a good tag team, though. They don't care who they are. They just want to hurt somebody.
I tell you what, we've got 2 good tag teams in here right now. There's a ring around the rosy, and what a forearm smash by Dr. Luther on Sideshow, and a double one on Buzz Anderson. There he goes.
Now Dr. Luther in the ring. He says it's all over. Black Dragon going up on top. Power bomb by Luther. Shooting star press by the Black Dragon. There's 1, there's 2.
1, 2,
there's 3. It is all over.
This time it is over. What a move.
Unbelievable. The Army of Darkness pinning both men in the ring. Terrific high-risk maneuver and a strong move by the Black Dragon.
That is Portland Wrestling at its best right there, my friend. What a move by all the wrestlers, but especially the Army of Darkness. Really.
Look what's happened.
What's going on? Oh, here comes a grappler and Moretti. They're both interfering. They're in the ring right now.
Unbelievable. These two men, I told you they were bitter about losing the tag team championship belts. And they are coming out here.
The grapplers. Hey, wait a minute. Hold it.
He's got the tag team belts. The grappler has got the tag team belts.
Those belts belong right here. Grapplers got...
They're walking off with them.
Got one belt. Moretti's got them. They've got the tag team belts that belong to the Army of Darkness.
The Army of Darkness is the tag team champions, not the grappler and Moretti. They just stole the belts. And
they got their mallets. They're going back there. They're chasing after Moretti and the grappler. Well, this thing...
totally out of control, Don Coss. We have to do something. The grappler and Moretti, bitter old men.
Another great matchup in tag team action. And you saw Moretti and the grappler come in and steal the title belts. And another storyline takes off in Portland Wrestling. And I want to remind you to follow and like the channel so you don't miss a moment of great Portland Wrestling action. And check out some of the previous episodes on the YouTube channel. There's some really awesome stuff there. Not only of my Portland Wrestling, but of Don Owen's Portland Wrestling that I do with historian Mike Rogers, who has books. And if you don't know about the books, let's take a commercial break. Hey wrestling fans, Frank Culbertson here. Want to remind you to pick up your copies of the excellent Mike Rogers history books on professional wrestling. There's Excitement in the Air, Volumes 1, 2, and 3, a collection of the who's who of interviews Mike did over 30 years of covering Portland wrestling. And of course, you wouldn't know history, and who doesn't? There's Mike Rogers in it, Katie Bar the Door, The History of Portland Wrestling. There is not a more complete book on the history of Portland wrestling than Katie Bar the Door. And then, of course, there is the gigantic Encyclopedia of Portland Wrestlers. If you were a wrestler or know a wrestler that had a match at the Portland Sports Arena, they are covered in this book. From the big stars, Bull Ramos, Dutch Savage, to the tiniest ones who only had only one match at Portland Wrestling. And even some that were supposed to come in that didn't. And then, of course, Hawaii Wrestling is got covered in, the history of Hawaiian wrestling. And that book is giant as well. Be sure to pick up your copies for yourself, or they make great gifts for the wrestling fan in your family. That's Excitement in the Air, Volumes 1, 2, 3, Katie Bar the Door, Encyclopedia of Portland Wrestlers, and be sure to pick up your copies today on Amazon. Order today! And we're back with Buzz Anderson, and those books are all available on Amazon. And start your Christmas shopping early. Buy those books today. Your shopping list will be done. So we're going to go to a match with you against Scotty Mac, who was from Canada, in terrific shape, amazing body. And this is a really solid match. What's your memories of that match with Scotty Mac?
I love this match because, first of all, Scotty really didn't like me for a while. But then we had this match, and I remember I had a day job, right? And I couldn't get off early enough to make the call time for the show. So I had to call a cab, and I get into the cab and I'm half in my gimmick because I have to go, when I get out of that cab, I have to go into the building and I have to get with somebody and figure out what I'm doing. I get in there and I'm told, you're with Scotty and you guys are first. And so I get with Scotty and I'm like, okay, so we're on in like 2 minutes or however long it was. How do you want to start it? Where do you want me to cut you off? And what's the finish? We figured the match out in 30 seconds. And I got over with him because normally he was used to having to go and plan out a match for like 10 minutes and go, right? We worked the match out in like 30 seconds, right? And he appreciated that. And we went out there and we had a really good match. When I found out I was working with him, it was a challenge for me. It was kind of intimidating because Scotty Mac wasn't just some Johnny come lately on the block. We're talking about one of the fastest rising stars in the Pacific Northwest at the time. And so we just got in there. And the only thing about the match that I would have done differently is I would have fed for his comeback better. If you watch, he starts his comeback, and I kind of die, right? And he took me aside after the match. He said, "Dude, you're sounding like a babyface at the end of the match." And I've realized that since then, that's why cardiovascular is super important for you young up and coming wannabe wrestlers. I wasn't always a great in shape guy. I could do about 8 to 10 minutes. I wasn't going to go out there and do 20 to 30 minutes, right? But you have to be as ready at the end of the match as you are at the start of the match, because if you're a heel, you have got to feed that babyface's comeback, right? And you've got to bump off that babyface's comeback. So I learned a lesson that day. I learned a lot from Scotty, and it was a really good match. I was super proud of that match.
Well, I think it's a terrific match as well. It's another singles action. It's Buzz Anderson versus Scotty Mac. We'll be back to talk about an incident that happened in the ring, and we're going to talk about that right after this matchup.
Wrestling fans, we are back here on Portland Wrestling. Another terrific night of action in the ring right now. Scotty Mac, former two-time Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion, against Buzz the Beast Anderson of the Dark Carnival, joined by Psydsho. And I am joined, fans, by the chairman of the board of directors, Don Coss. Great to have you here on Portland.
It is fantastic to be here, Frank. Thank you very much. We're getting started Portland wrestling style. This is going to be a great one.
Absolutely. And Don, we want to start right off top with the big announcement that you and the board of directors have come to agreement that January 15th, the next TV taping, Rowdy Roddy Piper himself, the wrestling icon, back here on Portland Wrestling.
Absolutely. The Rowdy one will be here. I don't know whether he's going to have his kilt with him or not, but he is going to be here January the 15th. Mark that one down.
Fans, you're not going to be left out of that one. Another terrific crowd here at Cleveland National Guard Armory, 33rd and Marine Drive. Get your tickets early at all Tire Factory locations. Make sure you get into Portland Wrestling for the return of Rowdy Roddy Piper.
All right, now Buzz Anderson having a little conference with the referee and going.
Well, and you can see Scotty Mac, who was very intense this week. I talked to him in the locker room after what happened between him and the grappler last week. The OWO coming in after he had left the grappler bloodied in the middle of the ring, attacking him, and the Army of Darkness, something we never thought would happen, coming out to his rescue.
Absolutely. Scotty Mac doing a number on Mr. Anderson right now, with a whip across the ring into the rope. Oh no, reversal into the rope for Scotty Mac, and
he was tripped
Wait
down.
a minute, who's that outside there?
That was Psydsho of the Dark Carnival, Buzz Anderson's partner. This is why they're one of the up-and-coming teams here at Portland Wrestling. They are learning all the tricks of the trade, and they are, as they say, Dark Carnival.
Well, this guy looks like a sideshow out there, and he's we've already had interference in our first match tonight.
And Buzz Anderson, the Beast, look at the hair on the front and the back, everywhere but on the top of this guy's head.
Oh, that's the way the follicle and challenge goes.
Fans, this is going to be, just look, he's biting away now at Scotty Mac, right on the scar from where the grappler left him with 28 stitches.
Oh man, he's going to have to get rabies shots for that one.
Fans, coming up next, the debut of Jeremy Blanchard in from Memphis, the Prince of Memphis. Fans, you're not going to miss a moment of that action. And also tonight in our main event, the Black Dragon and Dr. Luther, the AOD, defending their tag team champions against the Red Dragons in from the Orient. Don, the board of directors able to bring in the talent, the best talent from all over the world.
Well, that's the way it is, right? Portland Wrestling tradition continues, Frank, from way back when to right now and on into the future.
Scotty Mac, his future right now is looking bad as Psydsho has him outside, throws him right into the hard metal railing underneath the Tire Factory sign as Buzz Anderson distracts referee Albert McClure in the ring. It looks like you can see Scotty Mac in phenomenal shape, works out in the gym every single day, eats right, but right now Buzz Anderson is feeding him his lunch.
Well, I don't care how hard you work out, when you come face to face with those iron railings, the railings are going to win every time.
Absolutely. There's 1-2, almost a 3 count. Scotty Mac gets his shoulder up after a beautiful gut wrench suplex by Buzz Anderson. Buzz can brawl, but he knows a lot of terrific wrestling moves. There you go with the reverse chin lock. Fans, we mentioned Scotty Mac working out in the gym. If you want a great place to work out, go visit the Jungle Gym, 56th and Southeast Center, just off Foster Road. A new sponsor here on Portland Wrestling. We're glad to have them, Don.
We want to welcome the Jungle Gym to Portland Wrestling. Glad to have them on board as a brand new sponsor. In fact, we've got a couple of brand new sponsors.
Absolutely. Fans, if your business or a place that you work for would like to advertise on Portland Wrestling, it's simple. Go to PortlandWrestlingTV.com, click on the icon that says advertise here, and you can be seen like Tire Factory, like La Pantera, like Comcast, or like Jungle Gym right here on Portland Wrestling.
Absolutely. We'll take care of it. You just click it on and you're in business.
Right now, in business is Buzz Anderson with the reverse chin lock. This is where Buzz, with a strong wrestling background, is working a hold and keeping Scotty Mac down. But now Scotty Mac pulling, but Buzz Anderson pulled the hair through him right there.
Oh man, I'll tell you, we've had interference. We've had all kinds of things going on inside the ring. You would think that Scotty Mac could reach up there and grab a handful of hair across the back of Buzz Anderson. But when you're being pummeled the way Scotty Mac is right now, you're not thinking of a whole lot of things.
No, and right now he's thinking about where his next breath of air is. Buzz Anderson choking Scotty Mac over the top rope. Fans, last week on Portland Wrestling, you also saw Skag Rollins become the Cuban heavyweight champion, Don Coss.
Yeah, figure that one, huh? Who would have thought that? Skag Rollins, the Cuban champion, along with, he's got a couple of belts
the
now.
Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion, and we'll be seeing Skag Rollins just a little bit later on tonight, fans. In fact, as Jeremy Blanchard will be in action, Todd Rule will be here later on tonight. Buzz Anderson in the ring right now. The Knights of Ecstasy will be hearing from them. As I mentioned, Skag Rollins, Ladies' Choice, Maple Leaf Murphy now after what happened. And of course, Avalon. Oh, beautiful belly-to-back suplex takes Scotty Mac down. Buzz Anderson giving Scotty Mac all he can handle.
He's using some great veteran moves right now on Scotty Mac. Scotty reaching up for the ropes, trying to catch his breath.
Buzz thinks he got a slow count, but referee Albert McClure, one of the best referees in professional wrestling, along with Mark Watson.
Absolutely. We've got the best right here on Portland Wrestling, from the wrestlers, from the action, to the referees.
To the great fans, Don, of Portland Wrestling, who come out and support Portland Wrestling each and every week. The tapings once a month, Cleaver National Guard Armory. As we mentioned, get your tickets at the Tire Factory, or who watch the show on Comcast at CNW 14. Thanks a lot for your support, fans. Right now, Scotty Mac supporting himself with the turnbuckle, but now a chop against Buzz Anderson. Buzz chopping back. Scotty Mac exchanging blows in the corner. Now he's hard right.
Scotty Mac unloading on Buzz Anderson.
Buzz Anderson, Scotty Mac with the whip in the corner. Hard charging in. There he goes, back elbow, but Buzz Anderson moves. A smart counter by Buzz Anderson of the Dark Carnival.
He's going to back. And now he's going to go for the pin, covering
almost a 3 count.
Scotty Mac gets that arm out of there.
You can see Scotty Mac. Now after the backbreaker, you see Buzz Anderson going back to work, putting the knee in the lower midsection of Scotty Mac's back, working on that back, weakening it up. Try it again.
Well, it forces the back and the neck to move in directions that they're not meant to move. And it's a lot of pain.
Speaking of pain, the OWO, the Old World Order here in Portland Wrestling, inflicting a lot of pain, whether it's on the Army of Darkness or on Scotty Mac, as we saw last week. This is a group the board of directors has to be taking a close look at that.
The board of directors is taking a close look at OWO. We're taking a look at all of them, actually. OWO, the KOE, the AOD, IRS, you name it. We're there.
Well, Portland Wrestling action has never been hotter, whether it's clans or armies in the past. Well, we have right here in Portland Wrestling, as you mentioned, all those tag teams really taking Portland Wrestling over the top. And right now, Psydsho is Scotty Mac. Hard clothesline from Psydsho. And look, he's enjoying it. That sinister clown, the killer clown that he is, having his way with Scotty Mac outside. Referee Albert McClure needs to pay attention. Scotty Mac rolled back inside the ring. Buzz Anderson really has shown us a lot here tonight, though.
Well, all the damage was done on Scotty Mac outside the ring, and now Buzz Anderson's got him inside the ring. The turnbuckle, the right hand. Here comes another one. There's another right hand right on top of the forehead.
Now Buzz Anderson now throwing a hard left, and now he whips him across the ring.
Oh, no, he lost the grip.
Great counter by Scotty Mac. He takes Buzz Anderson, whips him across. Buzz Anderson hits hard. Scotty Mac with the clothesline. Took Buzz Anderson.
He hung him out to dry on that one. Now Scotty Mac coming in.
Drives an elbow to the back of the head, and now a standing drop kick. Unbelievable athletic ability by Scotty Mac. He's setting up Buzz Anderson. We've seen this finish a number of matches. What's Psydsho doing up there?
Psydsho just took a wheel kick from Scotty Mac. Here comes Buzz Anderson. He's got Scotty up in the air. body slam. And now, where's Anderson going?
Oh, no.
He's going to go upstairs.
He's at the first. He's at the second. Buzz
coming off the second rope.
He's going up top.
He's coming down. Look out. Here he goes.
There he goes. Oh, frog splash. Scotty Mac moved. Now Scotty Mac, you can see he's got his second win done.
Yeah. He's got the adrenaline going now.
He's just waiting for Buzz Anderson to get to his feet.
There he is.
Oh, there's the super
tremendous.
Kick. He hooks a leg, sits down 1, 2.
This is it.
3
That's
is all over.
Yeah. Tremendous wheel kick by Scotty Mac. Put Buzz Anderson down for the count.
Scotty Mac had his hands full in that match, Don Coss, with Psydsho, Buzz Anderson of the Dark Carnival, but he came out victorious, showing why he was two-time champion and one of the top-rate contenders here in Portland Wrestling.
We're just getting started.
Oh, unbelievable. Fans, we'll be right back with a word from the old world order, and then Jeremy Blanchard against Tennessee Jack in Jeremy Blanchard's debut on Portland Wrestling. You're not going to miss that. Listen to the great fans supporting Scotty Mac and Portland Wrestling. That's wrestling the way it should be.
An absolutely devastating kick takes Buzz Anderson down 1, 2, 3. Scotty Mac, the winner here on Portland Wrestling in the 2000s. Buzz, what's this picture all about? I mean, it's famous now that it's a match I don't actually have on tape. I'm still looking for, but we're going to hear comments in commentary on the following matches about, well, you going all balls out. What's that about?
Well, so, man, I'm glad you actually brought this up because I think it's time for me to finally publicly come to grips with it. But so we did a taping and I had a couple of matches, and the first match was against a guy named Hans Mueller. And really green guy, which has nothing to do with the photo you're looking at, but really green guy, right? So I wasn't exactly sure, I wasn't exactly sure what to, like, how to approach working a match with him. So I had that on my mind. Like, I wasn't exactly sure. So I had a lot of things on my mind in the match, right? We get in the match, and I don't remember exactly the specific moment. I do remember taking a clothesline from him, getting up, and we're in the corner, and all of a sudden, he's chopping me, and I go to turn him around, and Mark Watson informed me, and I won't use the exact words he said, but he informed me that my singlet had shifted, and a very private part of me was visible to the public. And I froze. In hindsight, I would have told Hans to, hey, give me an ass bump and carry me around the ring. I couldn't finish the match with I was just frozen. So what had happened was I was wearing this singlet and I wasn't wearing long pants under it, didn't have an athletic supporter, had never used one before. No problems had ever come as a result of me wearing this singlet and not wearing an athletic supporter. Well, they did in this match. I took the bump off the clothesline, stuff moved, and there you go. And I didn't make any effort to fix it either. I just froze and walked around and finished the match, and it was pretty terrible. And I was mortified about it, and I let it really affect my enjoyment of what was actually going to happen later on. And for years, I thought it was one of the worst things that ever happened to me. Now, it's a birthday card meme, and I actually, whenever a promotion runs in the Cleaver Armory, I'll leave a comment on their page talking about, people that go to this show will probably never know, but, so I'm a little more lighthearted about it now. I would really like to watch the match back, and if for no other reason than to hear how much of the grappler shit he actually lost while doing commentary, because I hear it's he couldn't stop laughing.
Well, we got some people out there searching in their garages for some tapes of it. Hopefully we'll come up with that and we can show it one day, because it is a memorable moment in Portland wrestling. But we're going to go to another match. It's a tag match, you and Psydsho, with the little nasty boy who comes in as the leader of the Dark Carnival. And it's a great matchup. We're going to go to an introduction by the Blanchards, who you will have 2 matches in a row with. And it is for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship. It's the Dark Carnival versus the Blanchards. Let's go to that matchup.
This time we're going to go to an interview with the current Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions, the Blanchards.
Fans, I'm here with the Tag Team Champions, Bubba and Jeremy Blanchard. Right at the open, I've got to tell you gentlemen, we have gotten a lot of cards and letters from Memphis area. Those people are very, very proud of you back east.
Yes, they are proud of us back east, and, you know, we've worked hard. And but the thing I'm proud about is all the fan letters that we've been getting in the Northwest. Very proud of that. A lot of great tag teams are here in the Northwest. Yes, it's been a hard road. And as I told my brother when he first came here, it wasn't going to be easy. All right? The thing is we got a tough match tonight. And now we got to watch our back, because they've brought in Little Lord Fauntleroy. I don't know his name. I've just seen him. All right? So we got to be on our best tonight. It's not going to be easy, but we are champions.
Yes, you are. And that person you're referring to is the ringmaster, their manager, who is now licensed to be at ringside. Bubba?
The Dark Carnival, they didn't need a great manager to come in here. They're a great team on their own, kind of like all the teams right here in Portland wrestling. The best tag teams in wrestling today are right here in Portland wrestling. The greatest tag team in wrestling today just happens to be standing right in front of that camera, right in front of that television set that you're looking through right now. Jeremy Blanchard, Bubba Blanchard, best tag team in the Northwest, quite possibly ever. We're proud of the cards and letters coming in from all over the country, not just Memphis, but we're really proud of these Northwest fans who have got on our backs and said, don't worry about it. When the going gets tough, when you're feeling down and you feel like you don't have any more to give, we're there for you. We're going to be there for you to support you. And they've been there for us. And look what we did for you. We brought on the gold. Brought on the gold for Portland wrestling for the Blanchard Brothers. We happen to be the best tag team in the world, and I dare anyone to doubt that.
Fans, we're going to take a commercial timeout, and we will be back with that tag title match, the Blanchards versus the Dark Carnival.
This match is for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team titles, being led to the ring by the ringmaster at a combined weight of 440 pounds, the Dark Carnival, Buzz Anderson, and Psydsho. Their opponents and current Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions at a combined weight of 495 pounds, Jeremy and Bubba Blanchard.
Fans, there they are, your current Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions. Your opening match tonight. It is an extravaganza night, Derek, from Z100, the Buckhead Show. Tag Team Championship. Ladies' Choice versus Matt Bourne. You've got the Bounty match.
I can't wait for that coming up.
You can't wait. Very involved in that, putting up $5,000 of your own money. People think it's Z100, but you have really reached in and pulled out $5,000 for each member of Team Hell.
If it was up to Z100, I wouldn't be here at Portland Wrestling. I'm here on my own with my own money, and I can't wait till the Portland Wrestling fans get to see Big Ugly in action.
That's coming up later, fans. We thought last week was brutal with Skag Rollins and Dr. Luther pulling out all the stops, the kendo sticks, the stop signs, the garbage cans. That match tonight is going to not be for the faint of heart. We say call your grandmas and grandpas, your moms and dads, your sons and daughters, but you might want to make sure that their heart's in good condition.
Actually, I was talking to Big Ugly in the back, and we're trying to rip out the kitchen sink from the actual bathrooms in the back to use in that match.
Fans, this matchup for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship. It is the Dark Carnival with the ringmaster now licensed. He has gotten medical clearance to be at ringside, and Jeremy and Bubba have got to be on their game tonight.
Well, you know, the Dark Carnival with a manager as nasty and as little as the ringmaster is, you know, it might give the team a little more cojones, if you know what I mean.
Well, we see Buzz Anderson dressed appropriately tonight, along with Psydsho. We know the Blanchards have 30 days to defend the titles, but being the outstanding sportsmen they are, the fighting champions, and responding to the fans of the Pacific Northwest, they put their title on the line tonight against the Dark Carnival. My question is, how did the ringmaster get him a title shot so quick?
I have no clue. I don't know who he's bribing on the commission, but they've got the title match, and now they got to do the best that they can and try to take those titles. I mean, it was good luck for him for a Psydsho last week, so we'll see what happens this week.
Fans, this Psydsho, look at the tattoo on the side of his head that he got when he out-carnied Bill the Anchor Sawyer. We understand Bill Sawyer making some life changes. We're going to be hearing more from Bill Sawyer in the near future. But he was really, really upset at what happened with Psydsho and the tattoo.
Well, that's definitely not a battleship on the side of his face. Not many people can pull off having a tattoo up their neck and on the side of their face, but Psydsho is a unique individual.
Well, he gets in the dark part of the tent in the Dark Carnival. I guess you can't see him. There they back into the ring. The Blanchards really ecstatic to be Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champions. They came here with a purpose to win tag team gold, and they have succeeded.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I would rank them up there with like the Andersons. They're one of those great brother teams.
Absolutely. And you talk to them, and the people in Memphis very, very proud of what they have accomplished here in Portland Wrestling. A great wrestling history in Memphis, and the Blanchards just coming to Portland, wanted to make a name for themselves, had to really step up, and they've done it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even though Jeremy and Todd were the champions, they lost the title because Todd was injured. For Bubba to step in and, you know, in a matter of within a month to win those tag team titles just means so much.
Absolutely. Fans, this matchup being brought to you by Cars to Go out on 82nd and Burnside. You need a car, get out and see John. Ask for the Portland Wrestling Special at Cars to Go. The ringmaster saying that's the brains. That is the brains. He is one genius. You talk to him, he can tell you all the wrestling history. He knows all the moves, and he has managed champions wherever he has gone.
It's hard to believe that you can fit such a big brain in such a small body, but ringmaster managed to pull it off.
Well, Psydsho and Buzz Anderson have come into this match with a lot of confidence because of the ringmaster. And you can see he's just about Buzz Anderson just choking away. Psydsho bringing in Jeremy Blanchard. Great move, distracting the referee, now double teaming in the corner.
That's tag team wrestling. You can tell the ringmaster's been working with these guys and teaching them how to distract the referee, how to pull off the double team moves, and how to win matches.
Speaking of winning matches, that's what Dr. Luther did. And next week here on Portland Wrestling Fans, you will see Dr. Luther with a 5-minute strap match against the grappler. That is something the fans want to see.
I can't wait. And Luther actually said that he might be able to pull me out from the locker room to help strap grappler next week. So I'm hoping.
Well, you do have a bounty on Team Hell, and Big Ugly trying to collect tonight, and maybe Luther will collect next week.
You know, Damon talks about being, well, he doesn't really talk. Grappler talks for Damon about how hardcore he is, how, you know, how big and bad he is in that ring. He has never seen if someone is so hardcore as Big Ugly.
Well, I will tell you, Damon Scythe is one evil individual. And you talk about things that he has done inside and outside the ring. Very, very scary. I'm surprised the police haven't caught up with Damon yet, because he is a brutal individual, leaves people laying wherever he goes. The ringmaster says he's going to manage this championship and leave the Blanchards laying in the ring.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd say the Dark Carnival has the best chance that they've ever had of winning these tag team titles. You talk about Damon being so ugly, or so evil and ugly, but, you know, someone's so evil, that's why I put the bounty out, because the root of all evil is money, and money will make people do some crazy things, and I think crazy enough to take Team Hell out of Portland Wrestling.
Well, Big Ugly coming in with quite a reputation as a violent individual.
Oh, yeah.
Look up for that. But right now, Psydsho and Buzz Anderson really working well as a cohesive team, something we haven't seen in the past. Now choking away, they had the count of 5, broke it right at 4.5, and there's Buzz Anderson, the beast, never seen the light of day. Look at the white on his back.
Oh, I definitely never seen a razor either.
Absolutely not. Now, Bubba Blanchard been in the ring an awful long time. to be tag team champions. To win it is one thing, as Grappler says, to keep it is another.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to have to come up with a little better plan than what's going on right now to beat the Dark Carnival tonight.
Well, they won the title 2 weeks ago, and this is their first defense, so we'll see how they do.
Sideshow now trying to come in. Referee Mark Watson pulling him back. There was the tag, and in comes Jeremy Blanchard, but the referee didn't see it.
Didn't see it, but that's exactly what the ringmaster wants to happen. They want the referee distracted. They want the double team moves, and they want the tag team titles.
Absolutely. Now there's a whip in the ropes. Big elbow. Oh my goodness. Bubba Blanchard took a tremendous shot from Sideshow.
See, but Sideshow walking around, flaunting, taunting the crowd, that's not going to win them a title. They can't let up on these guys.
Absolutely not. Fans also tonight. Ladies' Choice versus Maniac Matt Bourne. We mentioned it's an extravaganza. Any of these matches is a main event in Portland wrestling, anywhere in the world. That's the saying people use, but it is absolutely true tonight.
Oh, Maniac is a legend, and LC has probably the biggest mouth in Portland wrestling, and I think Matt Bourne's going to shut it tonight.
The ringmaster out here claiming that the referee is cheating, not looking to see what's going on. Bubba in with the hard clothesline splash. Down goes Sideshow. Down goes Bubba Blanchard. Both men down. This is a brutal affair. Fans, next TV taping, July 23rd. Get your $3 off discount coupons at Tom Peterson and Glorious too. There's the tag. In comes Jeremy Blanchard. He hits Buzz Anderson with a hard shot. Down goes Sideshow. That's what the tag team of Bubba Blanchard and Jeremy Blanchard needed.
Oh, Jeremy's explosive in that ring. But if you look, Bubba's on the outside of the ring, and it doesn't look like he can continue with this match. And that's not a good sign for the Blanchards.
Absolutely not. Jeremy whips Buzz into the corner. Off he comes. Big back body drop. Really gets some heights off of it. Down goes Buzz Anderson. There's the pin. That should do it. There's 1, 2. Almost 2 7/8. Buzz just barely kicked out.
Oh, Buzz is definitely showing some cojones out there. I think the ringmaster has something to do with that.
Well, I'm glad he's not showing them tonight, fans. And fans, coming up later on, we will have an interview with Team Hell. We will have the bounty match and the Knights of Ecstasy. All that and more here on Portland Wrestling. A pile driver on Buzz Anderson.
Oh, it's over now.
That should do it. You can see from here, Buzz's eyes are closed. There's the pin. He hooks leg 1, 2. Sideshow in, breaks up the pin attempt.
Oh, what's the ringmaster doing? He's climbing up there. I didn't even think he could actually get in the ring at his size.
Sideshow now. In comes Bubba Blanchard. Bubba being distracted. Oh, there's the thumb. There is the medical thumb that the ringmaster has. Jeremy Blanchard is down. Sideshow going up on top. There it is, the Freeton bomb. That hit him. Oh my, the ringmaster shouldn't do this. There's 1, 2, 3. No.
Dark Carnival's the new tag team champions. Someone needs to check that thumb. I don't think his thumb's injured. I think he's got a piece of metal wrapped up in that thumb.
Did you see how quickly Jeremy Blanchard went down? I've seen him take shots before, but nothing like that. The Freakton bomb finished it off. The ringmaster doing what he said, taking him to the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship.
The referee should check that thumb. I swear there's at least a file or some kind of piece of metal, maybe even a knife stuck in that taped up thumb.
Unbelievable, fans. We want to thank M&R Horticulture for the great sponsorship on Portland Wrestling. But right now, the Dark Carnival, your new Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship, who would have ever thought that with the losing streak they had been on? The ringmaster obviously made the difference.
Unbelievable. The Blanchards' first title defense, and they've lost the tag team titles.
Fans, we need to go to a quick timeout. We will be back with a word with your new Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champions. And then, Derek, the bounty match. I know you need to go make some arrangements. Talk with Big Ugly. We want to thank Derek and Z100, Portland's hit music station, for their sponsorship here on Portland Wrestling. And we will have that bounty match right after we talk to the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Champions.
Portland Wrestling fans, I'm Derek from the Buckhead Show at Z100. I'm with the new Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions, the Dark Carnival.
I told you guys. You finally listened, and I took you where you wanted to be. We're at the champs. We are the champs. There is no better than the Carnival. Because when you're not the biggest manager, you're just simply the best. You take them to where they're going to go. You take them to where they want to be. You're at the top of the world. We are the top of the game. We are who they're all going to chase. And you know what? They're never going to find us.
That's right. Destiny has been realized. The Northwest Tag Team titles. Oh, and all the great names. Jesse Ventura and Bull Ramos. Buddy Rose and Ed Wiskowski. The Grappler and Dave Sullivan. And all of them can go to hell. Because the tradition of Portland wrestling died 13 years ago. It should have been buried with Don Owen. And now we have ignited the new flame, the new tradition of Portland wrestling. And we are the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions, whether anybody likes it or not.
That's right, that's right. We spent a year. Buzz was shelling his nuts, and I was shelling chocolate bars, and we finally got that golden ticket daddy right here. Yeah, we're on the top of the world, Ma.
Hey, we're here with Buzz Anderson here on Portland Wrestling 2000's Frank Culbertson joining you once again. Buzz, tell me real quickly, so you're fairly new to the business, and yet here you are. And I know everybody knows the business is a work, but what's it like mentally to be put in a position where you're going for a tag team championship? You're being elevated to that level.
Well, first of all, I have to just say I'm grateful to you and the people who made the decision to give us a chance with the belts. I'd gone through these little opportunities, with OCW. The school had championships, and Tito's school and shows had championships, and I maybe had a run with Tito's belt like for 1 week, but they were like these little things, but I put so much meaning into them, and I had this ego that where I thought, I got a resentment against the guys who had those belts because, I thought I was better than them. Mind you, these are wrestling schools with shows that nobody watches. Okay. But, I had this certain myopia about myself going on. In this case, in hindsight, super honored to have had a chance to be the tag team champions, especially when we kind of tied into the lineage of the Pacific Northwest. And, but I think at the time, here's the thing, okay? I love championship belts, right? And I always wanted to, if I ever won a title, I always wanted to wear the belt to the ring and put it over my shoulder and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, with the Dark Carnival, the gimmick was that little nasty boy was in control of our minds and our bodies, and he was the ringmaster, right?
Right now, invite the Dark Carnival to come in here. Ringmaster.
Frank. It's like I told you people. They didn't hire me just to be average. They hired me to take them to the children. Now, that's enough. Leave them alone. I told you it takes a lot to keep these men under pressure. I said leave them alone, kids. They didn't hire me because I was the biggest manager out there. They hired me because I'm the best manager they know they have. They know the person that could take them to the top, and I've done that. I've showed them my talents. I've taken them to leave them alone, I said, children. Stay there and don't move till I tell you. You see, Frank, you got to take control in this industry. And with the carnival, I'm the only one that can take control. And there's nothing anyone else can do because they're at the hands of me. When I say jump, they ask me how high, Frank, just like you should.
So who is it? Hans Mueller? Caden Matthews?
It doesn't matter who it is. With the Dark Carney, you bring them all. We're going to make circus wheels out of them all.
That's right.
Circus.
If anybody knows how nuts I can get in the ring, it's you, Hans Mueller and Caden Matthews. You're two newcomers to the Pacific Northwest, but we got 2 seats on the Ferris wheel of fear for you, and this is what it's all about. Look at him, dream about him, and realize that as long as we're around, you're never gonna have him. And whether you like it or not, deal with it, because you have no other choice.
Enough. Control. That's all it's about.
Not sure if you can call the Dark Carnival in control. Fans, we need to go to a quick timeout.
What?
We'll be back with all the action right after this.
So he was going to have the belts and stuff. And I'll be honest with you, and I don't think I've ever told you this before, but I had a real problem with that. And I remember just getting so upset about it when I heard, and it was so ridiculous in hindsight. I like to think that now if I had to do certain things over again, I would have put a lot less emphasis on that and a lot more emphasis on how to get the Dark Carnival over. Just put myself thoroughly into that thing. I can tell you right now, Psydsho tried to get me to be the bearded lady for years, and I scoffed at it. At 48 years old, I would love the chance to be the bearded lady today. If we ever had a Dark Carnival reunion, I would love one chance, so it was an honor to be the tag team champions, but I just think my head was in a certain space where I just couldn't appreciate it at the time. I really couldn't.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Little Nasty Boy coming in as the ringmaster with the thumb.
It was great.
A gimmick that Portland had used, Rip Oliver used, Dutch Savage, Beauregard had all used the thumbs as part of their gimmicks at one time or another. So it was really good. And the coming off the top ropes like he did, we owe him a lot. He was, I have worked with him back in the OPWF, Buddy Rose at Mount Scott Civic Center. First time I ever met him. So it's been a very long time. And Derek from Z100, who we did a Portland Wrestling YouTube channel show. Look it up. It's terrific to see this is what he looked like back then. And this is what he looks like today. It is absolutely
amazing
information. And so check that show out. That's why you like and subscribe so you don't miss a moment of great Portland wrestling action. I don't know if I've mentioned that yet today. So we're going to go to the rematch, and you're the tag team champions. We're going to go to an interview. It's Luther and the Blanchards with me. And Luther talks about he can do what he wants. And it's really hilarious because Luther was always so good on the mic. So we're going to go great Ed Moretti on commentary. Ed was great in the ring, and on commentary he was spectacular. And
he was one of my mentors. He was one of my mentors, to be completely honest with you. And I have to say this if I have a chance. Ed Moondog Moretti, thank you so much for mentoring me when I was doing ring crew and when I started my career. I had a chance to work with him in PNPW on a couple of occasions. Couldn't have asked for a better mentor. Fantastic. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I just wanted to say if he sees this, Ed, I love you, brother. Thank you so much for the tail lights and everything you taught me.
Absolutely. Ed was a great supporter of Portland Wrestling back in the WB studios. Even before that, when we were trying to get what we were going to do with the show, Ed was super valuable. Just ran into him at the Portland Wrestling Extravaganza at the Holiday Inn. He's in great shape. Ed, love you a lot. So we're going to go to that matchup. Moretti's going to talk about Samito being in jail. And we're not going to talk about how much of that is a shoot or not.
Does it work? Yeah.
But it's a great matchup. So let's go to that matchup. And there's going to be a mention of a team coming in, and it's Vinny Massaro and Big Ugly, the Cartel, which would come in and run roughshod over Portland Wrestling, who we owe a ton of appreciation to. And there are Cartel episodes on the channel as well, so be sure to check those out. Let's go to that matchup. And do you guys keep the belts, or is it a short title reign? Let's find out right now.
Fans, Frank Culbertson back. Another terrific night of action here on Portland Wrestling. CNW 14 brought to you by the great folks Tom Peterson and Glorious 282nd on Foster Road. Tonight, main events up and down the card. We have Maple Leaf Murphy returning from a serious neck injury against Caden Matthews. And for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship, you guys have a rematch against the Dark Carnival.
Dark Carnival, I'm going to borrow Dr. Luther's mallet. I'm going to walk out to that ring, stick your head on a stump, and mash your matter, and do a favor to all these fans and bring the gold back where they really want it, with the Blanchards. You got the best singles wrestler in Jeremy Blanchard, and you got one of the baddest boys on the block in Bubba Blanchard. Tell them about it, Frank.
You both have worn tag team gold before, Jeremy.
That's correct. And there's not a chance in Team Hell that they're going to beat us 3 times in a row. The belts are going back rightfully where they belong, with the champions, the born champions, the Blanchards.
That's the Prince of Memphis in one of your main events. The other main event tonight, fans have been looking for weeks. A strap match. Dr. Luther versus the Grappler. 5 minutes with a leather strap. Doc.
Spence, shut your pie hole and listen. Can you hear it? There's a buzz in the air. And I'm going balls to the wall, baby! Because you know what? Tonight, a strap match with me and the Grappler. And you know what, Grappler? Everybody in Portland is sick and tired of you. Everybody's sick and tired of you walking around the hallway talking about all your stories about the 1929 match you had with Hubert Schmick and Slants at the Helsinki Olympics. No one gives a crap! All these people care about now is the AOD and Dr. Luther getting you in that ring with the strap and whipping you back into the grave that you've crawled out of 100 times. And Spence, it doesn't matter if he's the book, because I'm going to do it anyway.
Fans, that'll be a great matchup. Dr. Luther versus the Grappler. You know, I want to go away.
And the Blanchards are going to get their reward tonight, too, because I decipher what he said, and that's they're going to win the belts.
This next match is for the Pacific Northwest Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers at a combined weight of 475 pounds, Bubba and Jeremy Blanchard. Their opponents and current Pacific Northwest Tag Team Champions being accompanied to ringside by the ringmaster at a combined weight of 455 pounds from the Dark Carnival, Psydsho and Buzz Anderson.
Wrestling fans, this is going to be a terrific matchup. Usually this would be your main event, but tonight, with the strap match coming up between Grappler and Dr. Luther, this is the second match on the card. Double main event tonight. The Tag Team Championship is on the line. As you can see, I am joined by Ed Moondog Moretti, not wearing an OWO shirt tonight, Ed.
No, Frank Culbertson, because the OWO is hereby boycotting Portland Wrestling.
Boycotting?
We are boycotting Portland Wrestling due to the decision of the board of directors have made, especially against Samito. I think they had something to do with Samito getting incarcerated. I think Buddy Wayne has gone to wrestle in greener pastures for right now, and Moondog Moretti's here to watch out for the best interests of the OWO. So hereby now, we are boycotting Portland Wrestling. You will not see us wrestling in a Portland Wrestling ring.
I am pretty sure the board of directors had absolutely nothing to do with beating up that man outside the bar that Samito did.
Samito
is in Pierce County
Jail.
Misunderstood
person. He loves peace. He's a man of peace. He's a Samoan chief.
Well, we'll see about that, fans. Stay tuned for Portland Wrestling. The board of directors has been asked to post bond and to vouch for his character and for when he comes down to Portland to wrestle, that we will vouch for where he is at all times, and the board of directors now willing to take that on at this time.
Then you will not see the OWO in a Portland Wrestling ring, and that's for sure, and that's going to last until it lasts, and we're not going to back down. The board of directors better come up with the scratch or we're gone. We're just going to stay out of Portland Wrestling, and I'll sit here and commentate with you, Frank Culbertson.
That's something to look forward to. Fans, this matchup being brought to you by Captain Jack's for your tattoo or body piercing needs. I am joined outside by the ringmaster. He's got both championship belts. He never seems to let Buzz and Psydsho even touch these things. He carries them around.
Well, that guy with the championship belts, the ringmaster, knows he's got stolen property on his shoulders. The Blanchard stole him from the OWO. Then the Dark Carnival stole them from the Blanchard. So till that is all resolved, the OWO sits outside the ring as spectators. And you watch the ratings drop off to nothing.
The fans clearly behind the Blanchards, Jeremy and Bubba Blanchard, the Princess of Memphis, who have come in from Memphis with great history in Memphis of pro wrestling, trying to make a name for themselves here in Portland, have done a great job with it.
This is the Pacific Northwest. It doesn't matter what went on, what they did in Memphis or what they did over in anywhere else. They are here in the Pacific Northwest, and right now they got to worry about the Dark Carnival. Well, the Dark Carnival, Psydsho and Buzz Anderson didn't have much success at all until the ringmaster was able to get licensed. I still see his thumb there heavily taped. I know the board of directors has looked at it. Their doctors have looked at it and given him medical clearance. But this is one odd couple out Well, I can just give you a little hint here, Frank Culbertson. You remember not too many years ago when the Portland wrestling fans were witness to Rip the Crippler Oliver's, and he had that kind of a thumb that just kind of never quite healed.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I think maybe this is the case with the ringmaster, but I'm not sure. Well, time will tell.
Well, in the ring right now, telling time is Jeremy Blanchard. The Psydsho with a good reverse into a side headlock. Psydsho is just really a real brawler, but obviously does know how to wrestle.
Well, obviously he does. He's won half of the tag team champions, and you don't get there from not knowing what you're doing.
Now there's a good move, keeping the fresh man in as Jeremy Blanchard tags out to Bubba Blanchard. Good tag team action, double teaming off the corner.
Well, they're brothers and they know each other well. They're kind of like the... Well, there's the ringmaster saying it was a double team, and
that there's no travesty of justice. I'm not sure what that means there.
Okay.
Fans, this is a great matchup, and don't forget, coming up tonight is still the Dr. Luther versus the Grappler in a strap match. Ed Moretti, that's going to be a great match.
I'm glad I'm at least here to see that tonight, because I don't care if those two guys kill each other. I don't like Dr. Luther, and I like the Grappler even less.
In the ring right now, referee Mark Watson for this big tag team championship match. There's the tag, and in comes Buzz the Beast Anderson. He is one that you can never tell what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, a low blow right to Jeremy Blanchard right away.
Well, that's how Buzz is. He's you can't predict this guy. He's unpredictable. He's wild in there, and he's been obviously successful, or he wouldn't be at one half of the tag team champions.
Dropping rights and lefts and now elbows. Buzz Anderson now hard charging in, catches a boot too. Bubba Blanchard said he's had enough of the hairy beast.
Well, speaking of the hairy beast, maybe tonight we'll get another shot of Buzzy's Fuzzies tonight for Portland Wrestling to enjoy.
It doesn't look like there will be. Oh, beautiful move, double team move.
That was a beautiful move by the Blanchards.
Drop takedown with the elbow, and now Psydsho in to break up the pin attempt.
The Blanchards are well schooled in tag team wrestling. You got to say that, and you can tell by how successful they are.
Psydsho and the ringmaster conferring out at ringside. Now Buzz Anderson just choking away on Jeremy Blanchard. The Blanchards, I said, have had great tag team success, not only here, but in Memphis. Bubba comes in after Todd Rule's injury, not able to defend the belt, teams with his brother, goes right to the top.
Yeah, he went right to the top. But speaking of tag teams, Frank Culbertson, how about the cartel that has now appeared in Portland wrestling?
That is amazing. Big Ugly and Vinny Macero coming up from California. We've heard about this team before, Ed. They are brutal. They're not about wins and losses. They're about breaking bones and leaving bodies laying.
And I'm very familiar with Vinny Macero. I know Vinny for many years, and that guy will stop at nothing to get a victory. He's well schooled. He's a 12-year veteran. He started in All Pro Wrestling in California. Now he wrestles for Pro Wrestling Iron, and he's been all over the world and very successful. And Big Ugly is the perfect partner for him. These guys are unstoppable.
Unbelievable fans. And the interview we just had, the videotape from Scotty Mac with quite an attitude change. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but fans will be hearing more from Scotty.
I'll tell you what's going on with him. He's smartened up and he's boycotting Proton Wrestling just like the OWO.
Beautiful double drop kick by the Blanchards. Now in control. We could see the titles changing hands here. Psydsho in a lot of trouble. Ringmaster very upset at ringside.
They could change at any moment, Frank Culbertson. Both teams are very evenly matched here.
Big shoulder tackle by Bubba puts Psydsho down. Good action, keeping them in the quarter of the ring, cutting it off. This is great tag team action that you don't just get in the ring and be a great tag team. It takes a while.
That is correct, and they know each other very well. They think like one, and that's a sign of a great tag team.
Absolutely, fans. This matchup being brought to you, as we mentioned, by Captain Jack's. For all your body piercing tattoo needs, get out and see Captain Jack's. They'll take great care of you. Now, referee Mark Watson, all 4 men are in the ring. Psydsho whips off, but he is caught by Bubba Blanchard, rolls him up. There it is. There's
Frank,
a pin.
The ringmaster's getting in the ring right now. He hit him with a thumb.
He
used a taped thumb, Frank Culbertson, right in front of us.
This cannot be allowed. The referee completely being distracted now. Sideshow. Look at Bubba Blanchard.
Ringmaster's on the top rope right now. The ringmaster is on the top rope. He's setting him up for something here. Sideshow's got him.
He's got him up. He goes flying. Oh my goodness! Like shooting the man out of the cannon at the carnival. He's got him. 1, 2. Oh my goodness!
There you go, Frank Culbertson. That's why they're the tag team champions.
Keeping the titles, the Dark Carnival. The referee, Mark Watson, distracted, not able to see what happened at all, Ed Moretti.
No, they did it behind the referee's back. They were thinking champions, and the ringmaster has brought them lots of success. He interjected himself into this match, but he got his team the win. And you have to admire that.
And look, he has got that strap. He wants the belts. He doesn't want them to touch him at all. He's carrying them off. And now,
that's called control, Frank Culbertson.
The Blanchard hat things
called control.
The Blanchard hat things going their way. Didn't quite end up on the right end for him. Fans, we need to go to a quick timeout. We'll come back. We're going to get a word with the Dark Carnival in the back dressing room. I understand Ken Stillwell is headed that way right now. Then we'll be back with our strap match right after this time.
And we're boycotting Portland Wrestling, the OWO. End of story.
Chi-Town Ken here with the Dark Carnival, the tag team champions, alongside the ringmaster.
I control this tag team. You shut your mouth and you speak when I speak to you. The reason we are the best is just like I told these guys, I would take them to the top if they'd only believe in me.
I believe in you, Ned.
That's right, you believe in. Look where we got. Look what we got. Because you didn't hire the biggest manager out there. You simply hired the best manager there ever is, ever was, ever will be, ever any happen.
Deal with that, grappler.
Right. Blanchers, we showed you one more time who the real tag team champions are. And right here, we got our ace in the hole. That's right, Little Nasty. He's got, I don't know, what do you call it? A little bit of, a little je ne sais quoi. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Blanchard, how does it feel to get shot by a toy cannon? The secret weapon. And the reason why we have these, we're the best tag team. We're the best unit in all of the Pacific Northwest. And whether you like it or not, deal with it.
And you know what?
You have no other choice.
You know what, Blanchards? My thumb still hurts. I don't know why the doctor released me, but it hurts a lot. And I just had to show it to you up close, a little personal. But you know what? I ain't no crying little wimp. I show these men what it takes, blood, sweat, and tears to get to the top. No little pain's gonna take us out.
That's right. Pain ain't nothing!
No.
Well, we're back with Buzz Anderson finishing up the show, and you guys held the tag team titles. Little Nasty Boy was terrific. The Ringmaster and the Blanchards, a terrific tag team who don't get all the publicity that they should have for how great the tag team they really are.
You know, I've known the Blanchards for years, and one of the most consistently good performing tag teams and singles. There's a reason why when you think about Pacific wrestling in the Pacific Northwest for the last 2 decades, it's the Blanchards, because they have been everywhere and they have done everything in the Pacific Northwest. You know, they started out when it was kind of a little bit of a barren wasteland, and they just kept plugging and kept plugging and kept plugging, and you know, just phenomenal promos, both of them. Amazing. And the thing about it is, again, here's Jeremy Blanchard and Bubba, but I remember Jeremy Blanchard. I would go when he lived out in Hillsboro. I would go over to his apartment and we would watch Memphis wrestling, and we would hang out and we would talk wrestling. Again, living, eating, breathing, sleeping, wrestling. And that's why they have lasted so long, is because you got to have that fire. You've got to have that love, and I think that Psydsho had it. I had it. And I think that's really, really what makes a difference. There's a lot of people in wrestling today that have it too. I see who are doing way more than I ever dreamed of doing in wrestling. So, but you got to have that love. You got to have that fire. I really believe that's key.
Absolutely. And a man who had a lot of love in the ring, went balls out, as they said, is this man, Buzz Anderson. Buzz, thanks for joining us today. It's terrific. We're going to have another match coming up in the near future. It's going to be you and Psydsho against Kate Matthews and Hans Mueller, who you mentioned in a tag match. That's going to be on an upcoming episode of Portland Wrestling 2000s. Hey, it's your host, Frank Culbertson. Thanks for joining us here again. Be sure to like and follow the channel so you don't miss any Portland Wrestling action. And thanks again, Buzz Anderson. As we say, that's wrestling the way it should be.